done the same walk like 1,000 times in the last month or so.
Okay.
So what's the path? Where are you walking around essentially?
Well, we have a playground in woods pretty close to our house, so it's if you walk it, it's probably about like a 30-minute walk, so it's not too much, not too short, and it's just really woods, like a couple back roads, and it's kind of about it. It's not too bad. It's around Parkwood. If anyone in the chat knows what that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say too that it's like it's one thing to say, oh, you're going on a lot of walks, but how many times a day are you doing it to keep yourself sane?
Oh, I know. It almost seems like it's like one walk and one bike ride just to keep like. But I mean, we have a pretty big yard out back, so like we'll have the clubs out and just do a little like couple chip and putts, get myself ready for the Founders Tour.
Big shout out to Big Tone 65. I don't know if you know who that is, Corey. You seem to be
Oh,
a
it's Vince Sylvester. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's a close friend of mine.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone. If you guys have any questions, of course, anything, I'd say almost anything goes. Twitch is the non-regulated of the social mediums. So we got some fun ones. We're gonna mess around a little bit, but kind of some games like this or that or rate 1 to 10 type things, which is different hockey related and other things. Fan questions. Thanks again for Kelly for tuning in, writing in good afternoon from Kelly Gressley. All right, but before we do that, let's do a little quick season wrap up. I know it's been a while. It hurts to think back on kind of those last few days, but you had a really good season. The team was really good. What do you take out of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a special rookie season for sure. Like the guys in the locker room are just awesome. Our leadership was amazing. Mitchell, Knodel, Swaves, Losey, Frank, like all those older guys, like they led the locker room so well, and like they were always so happy to come to the rink. Like always made everyone smile. They weren't too hard on the rookies, so I'm thankful for that. But I mean, they brought us along, and they really helped us. So like I think that was kind of like main part of our season was just how close we were as a team, and like just how everyone got along. There was no cliques, and how everyone just enjoyed coming to the rink. And I think that's why we wanted to work so hard. It's just because it was for each other.
It seems like that was sort of set from the start. Was there any one moment, maybe early on, that sort of galvanized the boys together? Maybe.
Yeah, well, I think anyone on the team or anyone that was watching I think it was the first preseason game. Adirondack was getting a little chippy, and then I think it was Mitchie, Losey. I was actually hurt at the time, so I didn't really get to see the fight. I was in the training room, but I believe it was Mitchell was involved, Losey was involved, and I'm not sure who else was involved, but I believe it was more than that. And even in preseason, those guys showed up, and those proved themselves like right away that they're going to lead the way and they'll do whatever it takes to win, even in the preseason. So I think that had a really big impact on all the younger guys and showed us that we come to work every day, and that's kind of how you're supposed to be at in Reading Royals.
Again, for those just joining, got a pretty decent crew listening right now. Corey Mackin, Royals forwards, with us here. 20-goal rookie season for you, and we'll have some fun in just a little bit. A couple more about the season, though. So, for you, 20 goals, I mean, that's kind of, if you get 19, it's sort of, you haven't hit that milestone. It's like, oh, that's a good season. But when you see 20 goals, what do hockey players generally think when they see a guy that's a 20-goal scorer?
I mean, I would say like if you see someone with 20 goals, it's like he had a good season. He was a good player. He's a good goal scorer. So I was pretty happy to hit that milestone. I mean, just to bring up Ralphie, he did it in about 25 games, but he's just a pure goal scorer. So I mean, he was fun to watch. But yeah, for hitting 20 goals in myself, I was really happy. It was kind of a goal for my season this year. It's like I just want to put up points and be able to consider myself as a playmaker and goal scorer. And I think 20 goals, that's a pretty good season to start off with.
The Royals actually, and part of it's just because of the way the playoffs, changed around over the last few years. Meaning, guys that have been following the team for a while remember that it used to be, just the top 8. So then you're competing against 16 teams in your conference, or 15 teams, or 14, whatever it is, 14, 13 teams. But this year and the couple of years before, since 2017-18, they went away with that. And it became, the top 4 in each division, kind of mirroring how the NHL and the AHL do it to a certain extent. And it was actually, like the earliest clinch date the Royals have ever had, even before the championship team. It was that Saturday game in Worcester. Royals gave up a goal early. Hotel in Worcester said at 2:30. Apparently, everyone was getting booted out. We're all screaming at the hotel. I'm sure you remember that. But
Yeah,
then
I do remember that one.
yeah, the boys are down 1-0 early. I'm about to yell at the hotel in Worcester during intermission, and then a couple quick goals, and it's all done. What do you remember about that day and being able to clinch even a month before the season was
over? That was
over?
a weird day. It was it was obviously an important game to us because we wanted to clinch as soon as possible, and we're sleeping in the hotel. Most of us are taking our pregame naps, and we just keep hearing knocking on the door, and we just try and be like, oh, we'll be right out. Give us some time. And they weren't giving us much time, and we ended up feeling really bad about it because everyone was in the hotel lobby waiting for us, but everyone just got to the rink like 3 hours before the game. We're all just sitting there like not really sure what to do, so we're just kind of relaxed and talking a little bit, and then once like one person started getting ready, it all kind of clicked, and then we just started dialing it in. I mean, obviously we had a slow start, but being able to clinch that day, that was a fun game.
And one or two more here. So final game, what ended up being the final game of the season was that one in Wheeling, the morning game. And Hayden Hodgson was like ridiculous in that game. Rob Michael had a goal taken away, and I still don't even know why that goal was taken away for that goaltender interference one. And I'm just sort of thinking back on it now that, morning games tend to be pretty fun. Royals did really well in them that year. But, take us back a little bit, about a month and a half, sort of what was that energy like being around the team first game after, second game after the clinch at that point? And it's like, you guys are, what was the mentality in the locker room sort of at that point?
Yeah, we were happy that we clinched, but to be honest, like our mentality in the locker room really was we weren't finished. We saw Newfoundland in our sights, and coach let us know. He was like, I think we could be a first place team in the division, and I think that's honestly what our sight was for. And so we weren't really satisfied with just clinching, and we were definitely still battling every day. I mean, maybe it was a little bit happier throughout the day just knowing we were going to the playoffs, but I mean, we were still battling every single day, and I think that's a really good mentality for us that we had. And I mean, again, it's just a shame that it's had to stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's, unfortunately for everybody listening there, and everyone's heard this 1,000 times, but it's just, stay safe, stay inside, nothing too crazy. All right, let's get crazy with some questions, though. All right. So this is, I call this we're going to get to fan questions in a little bit. So ask your fan questions. I see the one from DJ Billy Balls. I have a feeling I know who that is. But all right, a 1 to 10 rating. How much are you missing the boys on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
That's an easy one.
That's an easy one.
This is a tough one. How much are you missing the bus?
Cool. Do I have a bunk or do I not have a bunk?
No bunk. I will do each. One you have a bunk and one you don't have a bunk.
If I have a bunk, I like those road trips. I think they're a lot of fun. So I'd say 8.
Without a bunk. And it's a 5-hour trip, a 6-hour trip home from Worcester.
Oh, that's not as fun. I'll give that one maybe a 5.
All
it's
right.
Still fun, but it's just not as comfortable.
All right. Rate it 1 to 10. The post-game meals that you have on a long bus ride home in the ECHL.
I usually suck with just pizza, so most of pizza's pizza. So I enjoyed it. So but some of them maybe messed up the order. I'll give it a 7.
All right, fair enough. How much do you miss 1 to 10 eating out at a restaurant?
I love restaurants. I'm a 10 there. I love going out restaurants. It's just a good environment always. So I'm a 10 there.
Going to the gym, getting a workout in at the gym.
I miss that. I want to get a sauna in my house just so I can sweat a little bit more. So I'm giving that a 10 as well.
Jeez, you're a big 10 guy.
Yeah.
All right.
I miss a lot of things.
What's that?
I said I miss a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. I miss going to the gym. I don't know how much I miss the bus, miss the boys, yes. How much do you miss shaking somebody's hand?
That's funny. I'm going to give that a 5.
5? What about a good high five, like a solid, connection? Look at the elbow beforehand.
If it's after a win, I'll give it a 10.
Okay. How much do you miss Philadelphia professional sports?
Oh my God. Flyers were doing really well, so they were really exciting to watch. Sixers not so much. They were coming. they would have done well. They would have been. I miss it a lot. I would give that a 9.
Okay. How much do you miss Wawa?
Oh, I think Ellen's watching, and I think if I don't give this a 10, he would yell at me. So I'm gonna give it a 10 for Ellen.
Yeah, I give that one a 10. When's the last time you walked into a Wawa?
It was probably leaving Reading.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, because I was probably just stopping there to get my road meal. So it's always a go-to.
Yeah, they had stopped. I'm sorry, just readjusting the screen here a little bit. Want to make sure it's good. All right, that's good enough. They had like stopped making your like coffee or something like that at a certain point. And
it's like I don't even know. It's crazy.
Yeah, they basically like I went to one. I'm here in North Jersey, but hi, Alan. Good to talk to you, Alan. Great to talk to you. Yeah, I found one in North Jersey, and they like people in North Jersey don't really know what Wawa is, so it was like deserted. This is like right when the season ended, before there was any like restrictions. And they had taken away the coffee stuff, and I'm like, this is not the same. Like, we are not. I'm done. I don't know if I could do it anymore. You know.
It's crazy. It is. It's so weird.
This is a shout out for Luke Stork. I just added this one because we were talking about it too. How much do you miss? Scale of 1 to 10 haircuts.
I really need a haircut. I've been needing this. I was planning on getting it at the end of the season. Now I can't even do that. So but I'll give it a 7 just because Luke wants me to keep it. So I'm only giving it a 7.
All right. Yeah. Ellen writes in, by the way, listen, Finer, I got you on Wawa. Yes, Ellen, you are the undisputed Wawa champion of the earth. We know that. All right. Well, let's get to some fan questions here. A couple more have come in. One more 1 to 10 from Gibson164. How much do you miss the Hawaiian shirts and caporal tourney? Do you know what that is?
Caporal tournament. It's a memorial tournament hosted at like the home rink in Philadelphia, and it just stopped being this year. It turned into a golf outing, but I would say 10 because that's a really fun tournament. You get to see a lot of people, get to play some hockey as well, so it's a really fun tournament.
Who's Big Tone 65? Who's better at Call of Duty, you or Mutant Pumbaa, whoever that is?
That's Vince, and that is also Big Tone, and I would say myself.
All right. Again, if you have any more questions, scrolling down, trying to get to them. It's funny. I accidentally clicked on the Ellen Royals account, and now it's like popping up on my screen, and the OBS is frozen for a second. At Ellen Royals, I cannot. I'm just going to hit permit user, but this thing will not go away on OBS. All right. I just dragged Ellen out of the screen. All right. Sorry, Ellen. Suck it. All right. Fan questions from
Here we go.
Wrestler Grady. Take us through your typical game day routine.
Ooh. So we would have to be at the rink on home games at 9:15. And we would skate at 10:15. So I would get to the rink. We would go over video, stretch, get ready for the skate, do a short skate afterwards, stretch after the skate, just get yourself ready. And I would go home. If I was home in time, I'd play a little Xbox, get myself ready, and then make my pregame meal at around like 1 o'clock, 12:45. And then once I ate my meal, I'd lay down, try and fall asleep around 2. I would wake up around 4, like 3:55, get showered, and then get right to the rink, hopefully around 4:35, 4:40, and then just from there on, just basically taping sticks, stretching, and listening to music, just getting ready.
From Sean Heckman, favorite jersey this season?
Oh, I saw that one earlier. I like that one. I really like Batman, but my favorite one was the Police and Firefighters one. I love that jersey. I think it was awesome.
That was the last home game of the year. By the way, I got my mom's golden retriever sitting right here. She sidled on up. Good old Cinnamon sort of joining, listening in right here next to on the chat.
All right.
Hi, Cinnamon. Okay, she's asking for pats, so she's going to be getting patted the rest of the time here. I like the first responders jersey too. I think the Batman jersey, certain guys can like wear the Batman jersey really well. You're in there. I think Rob Michael wore the Batman jersey well.
Yeah, he did the photo shoot too.
That's right, yeah. Kademi definitely rocked the Batman jersey. I think Canodal actually, at a certain point, like looked like the Christian Bale Batman, sort of with the way his face and like the shield coming over.
Yeah.
All right, from Kathleen. what do you miss about Big Rapids? And if you had to pick a Ferris teammate to quarantine with, Ferris State teammate to quarantine with, who would it be?
Ooh, I would. What I miss about Big Rapids is all of our team. We basically lived in the same apartment, so it was about 20 guys just living 6 houses right next to each other, all attached. So that was always a good time. We had some good times there. And then if I had to pick a teammate to quarantine with, I would say Riker. Me and him probably just set up our Xboxes right next to each other, and then we'd just be playing Xbox all day, just hanging out. So I think, and I was already his roommate freshman year. We lived in the same dorm, so it was basically easy to do that.
I know we talked a lot about Big Rapids like throughout the course of the year. It's a super cool place. How would you describe it, sort of, for someone that's never been there?
That's never been. It's a small town community, but like just there's like a couple bars to go to, and then like once you go, like you just meet everyone there. Like you just run into people you know. You always know people, so it's nice being able to see like everyone you know.
Gibson 164. You're not allowed to pick Franny, but pick a Father Judge teammate you have to quarantine with.
Well, I played with him, so I think he wants me to pick him. But I would actually pick Nick Menenziali. I don't know if I sent him a message to tune in. I don't know if he is, but he's a chef, so he would be the cooker in the quarantine. So that'd be nice.
These are like the underrated things that go into it, because you're thinking of who you want to chill with, but then if you had to pick a Royals teammate that you wanted to quarantine with, who are you getting stuck with in quarantine?
My girlfriend JC actually asked me this earlier, so I had an answer ready. I was already roommate. I want to say Usti, but I'll go with Trevor Gooch.
Well, you opened the Usti pothole here, so let's go for it. Because Frank Teixeira wrote in on Instagram. I know you're off Instagram now, but he wrote, quote, "Hey, little core, what was it like living with Kirill Ustimenko all year? Thanks, Uncle Frank."
Oh, it was fun. He was a great roommate, honestly. If me and Gooch would always talk to him, and we would just talk and be like, if you don't like something we do, tell us, and we always did that. So we got along really well. He even cooked us some dinner sometimes, some salmon. So he cooked a really good salmon. So I'll give him a shout out for that.
When Usti forgot to get off the bus because he was taking a nap when we arrived in Worcester, we'll go back to the 1 to 10 thing. Your panic level between 1 to 10 when Usti was temporarily lost for a couple minutes, we'll call it, was?
Yeah, we'll call it minutes. If it was during the first 5 minutes, I'd give it a 5, and then when it got to about 15 minutes, I was about a 10. Okay. Especially when people started messaging in the group chat and asking, I got to about a 10.
Fair enough. Sir, I can't read this username, but it's Serba Kex, I think is how it is, 89. Wasn't really a question, just said best flow in the league, so I've added a question mark to it. How often do you get chirped for your flow, or somebody gives you some props for your flow?
Wow. Chirped? I don't think many times I gotten chirped for the hair. If I do, I don't really remember it. But most of the time when we'd have fans on our walk out to the introductions, some of the kids would be like, "That you got some sick flow," so they would hype me up before the game. So that'd always make me feel good.
Check 98. I think this may have been. Was this one of your former teammates? Quick 18 holes when you're done. You a good golfer?
Yeah, that's Cooper Zach. That's he's talking about a video game. So.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That if you have any more fan questions, send them in. I have the next section, which is Have You Ever? Just two more sections sort of on here. Have you ever, then kind of a this or that choice. So 5 quick ones here. Have you ever had an Uber cancel on you or kick you out for any reason?
No, never.
Have you ever showed up uninvited to somebody's party?
Probably. I would say probably. Yes, I have.
What about a wedding uninvited?
Ooh. I don't think I ever crashed a wedding. I don't think so. I probably wanted to, but then I just backed out at the last minute.
I like this one. This one's courtesy of a friend here in New Jersey. He's asking if he had any good ideas, and he wrote, "Have you ever asked a teammate to shut up?"
Yes. If you ever met Trevor Gooch?
Yes,
He's
I
a
bet
talker.
Trevor Gooch.
He's a talker. Shout out Gooch, but he's a talker.
This is a quarantine one to finish it up. Have you ever seen or actively participated in the last month and a half of fighting someone for a roll of toilet paper?
I've seen it on video, like Twitter, but I've never seen it in person, and I haven't done it yet.
What if you had the last roll of toilet paper in the store and somebody just like yanks it out of your hand? What are you doing?
That's a tough question. I don't know. If I really need it that bad, I'll probably try and get it back. I'll try and just use my speed, though. I'll just run away.
That's grab it and then bug out of there.
Yeah, just run.
All right. I have a this or that. I actually saw this on the Le Batard show, which I thought was great. What's more stuck up, steak and asparagus or steak and corn as a meal?
Steak and asparagus.
Asparagus kind of has. I like asparagus, but it kind of has a little bit of a. There's a little bit of a stuck-upness maybe to it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
You can only pick one in this section. This is your quarantine. We're building your quarantine. So there's a couple different categories here, and I will read back what your quarantine starting five is afterwards, okay?
All right.
So from this section, you can have a puppy. You can go for unlimited amount of walks. You can have as much toilet paper as you want in the world. You can have Netflix, Hulu, or you can have video chats like, the one we're doing here, or Zoom with family or friends.
Okay. So I have the pick from them.
Pick one of those.
Puppy.
Puppy, okay.
I have a dog here, so.
That's a I would have gone like go for walks.
Shout out Marley.
What's that?
The people in the chat are saying shout out Marley, so
shout out Marley, okay. Now this is what's called, it would be the $4 section. So these aren't maybe as good.
Okay.
You can get food delivery whenever you want, unlimited amount of alcohol, sweatpants all the time, listen to music, or scrolling through your social media.
This is a tough one. I would say I keep thinking of one, so I'll go unlimited alcohol to help out my parents.
That's for the parents. Yep, that's a good one.
Exactly. Not for me, chat. It's for the parents.
Your team player sticking up for your family. I mean, that's always the most important thing.
Exactly.
Couple more sections here. Okay, you can play video games. You can read a book. You can work out at home, or your screen. No one will judge you for your screen time. Which one would you pick?
That's video games. I don't even think you had to read the rest of them.
Okay, that might be your starting center in here. This is the $2 section.
Okay.
Would you have cooking, being able to cook, overeating, being able to give yourself a haircut, or cleaning the house?
Wow. I would say the cooking. Haircut, I can wait. Cleaning the house, I could wait. And my mom does a great job with that.
Just to, I have a bald spot up here, which we're not going to talk about from trying to cut my own hair. So if I could learn how to cut my own hair, I'd be in on it. Last one. And then we'll reveal your starting five, your quarantine starting five.
I like it.
Taking naps. That's a solid one. Because I can't nap, but like if you can have the ability to, especially now, that's
it'll help for sure.
Doing nothing, board games, or listen to a relative talk about quarantine.
I'm gonna go with board games. We already play a bunch of board games, so I'm gonna go with board games.
What's the go-to board game?
Right now, it's been Pokino. It's kind of like a card game bingo.
I thought it was like a Pokemon game or something like that.
No, it's a card game bingo basically, and then you make money or not make money. It's just for fun.
So to reveal your quarantine, your starting five: a puppy, unlimited amounts of alcohol for your family,
for my family, yes.
Video games, cooking, and board games. So you guys are a big game family then.
Yeah, we're competitive. You got to stay competitive somehow when you have to stay inside.
That's fair. Let's see if we have any other questions that have come in. See a couple ones more about Ferris. One of these is like the really, really longest question I've ever seen. It's like, you're the Reading Royals bad boy up and down the ice. What martial art is best for hockey fighting? And do you feel bad for the men you've just savagely beaten? Or is it a part of the game to you? That's a very detailed question.
That is a detailed question. I think I now know who that is.
Figured.
I'm going to go. I didn't before, but now I do. I don't know about the style of fighting. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge of that. And then do you feel bad about beating
the guy?
Do I feel bad? I would feel bad. I would probably feel bad. Yeah, if it's bad. But then if he deserves it, then he deserves it.
If you see Haji beating somebody up savagely or Mitchie, then you probably don't feel bad at the time.
No, I get fired up for that. And they did that a couple times this year, so I was fired up for that.
We all were. Even Coxie got in there with a few ones late in the season. So,
yep, he did.
I have like 5 or 6 more here. I'm going to put you on the spot. A little bit of pop culture.
That's fine. I'm in.
Your Netflix show. You only get one Netflix show during quarantine.
Well, I haven't finished it yet, but the Money Heist. I've been really involved in the Money Heist.
What's
my girlfriend watched it without me, but they're gonna have to rewatch it.
What's it all about?
It's like a really smart person that puts together a heist, and he basically just outsmarts the police while making money in I think it's like England. And my Derek Ross gave me the show, so I'll give him a shout out. I know he's watching. And then it's just like he just outsmarts the police in like a whole heist, and they just keep printing money while staying in a building and do not let the police in. Well, that's what I've seen so far.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. He's a very smart person doing the heist.
I got to give a shout out to Ellen, who's listening in right now. Ellen, I meant to text this to you. I saw The Town, I watched The Town about, Boston and Money Heist and, stuff like that, bank robbers, all the way through. I may have had some doubt when rooming with Ellen. He said, you gotta give it a shot here. And I said, it's like halfway through. I love The Town, Ellen. I watched it from start to finish. And
it is a great movie.
I'm blown away and am glad I made it through. All right. You can only pick one of these great Philadelphia Flyers.
Ooh.
Eric Lindros, Ron Hextall, or Bobby Clark?
Wow. I would go Bobby Clark.
Stanley Cup champ. Is that why?
Yeah,
is that pushing over the edge?
He's the one that won the cup. So
I thought you might go with Lindros, just because that's kind of who you grew up with, right?
Yeah, I know. That's a good point too. And I think my mom met him before, but I'll still go with Clark. He won the cup
twice. Okay, not a big deal. LeBron, Kobe, or MJ?
LeBron. I'm Team LeBron. I know it's gonna make a lot of people mad, but I'm Team LeBron.
What about the
I
last?
Still have to watch Jordan. I still have to watch the Jordan documentary, so maybe that'll change my mind. But right now, it's I'm Team LeBron.
First 2 episodes were great. There's a scene where he scores an old game they show where he scored 60-something points against the Celtics, and it's amazing. And I think he had 66 points, Jordan did, without hitting 1 3, which is gives you some appreciation. But
yeah, that's impressive. That's what David Drake, he would if he was watching, he'd be in the chat ripping me apart because me and him had some heated discussions about LeBron and MJ.
Well, he's a big gamer, right? He's probably yeah. I know when we get into a hotel on the road, it always pops up gaming device, and I always just assume it's Draker every time. I don't know whether it actually is, but I've assumed that since he was a rookie.
That's funny. We had some gamers. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who the gaming device was, to be honest.
Maybe just another random person who's in the room next to us that's not with the Royals. Yeah. But if it happens every road trip, you could see my why I was a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
You can pick a couple more here with you. You can pick one hockey movie.
Oh, Miracle.
Over Slapshot, Mighty Ducks, Mystery Alaska, Youngblood?
Miracle. got to be the number one. And I played like it was my home rink at some point, so.
That's right. Up at Northwood School, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wawa hoagie or Wawa sizzly?
Wow. That's a tough one. That might be the toughest question ever. I'll go Wawa hoagie.
Why the hoagie over the sizzly?
I always, it's my go-to lunch. If I'm going to Wawa for lunch, I always get the Italian hoagie. So, got to.
2 for $4 though on the sizzly. When you see that deal come up, are you the type of guy that grabs 2, or are you saying, "Oh, I'll pay the $3 for 1"?
No, I normally get 2, and it's hard to finish too. They fill you up, so I sometimes regret it, sometimes not, but I mean they're always really good. So
hoagie definitely though for the bus though. That seems to be the it's funny.
Exactly.
You're from Philly, so but like when we get rookies that aren't from the Reading area or Philly area or this part of the country, and you'll say like, "Oh, if you go to Wawa, get something for the road." Like, what's that? And it takes about 3 weeks, I think. After the first road trip, everyone knows.
I think me and Ellen make sure everyone gets it by week 1, but that's how I did with Usti. Usti never had Wawa, but he ended up loving it. Every time after practice, he'd be like, "Stop at Wawa." So, and if he wanted to, we would probably stop, me and Gooch.
What's it like being in a Wawa with Usti in terms of like when he was first learning? Like, okay, I need to, here's the screens to order, have to push.
It was hard because he messed up his order a lot, and he was a little skeptical. But every time he got his order right, he really liked it. So I would just try and walk him through like which chicken he was choosing or what sauce he was choosing. So, but he got the hang of it afterwards, and he was good at it. He was a Wawa veteran towards the end of the season.
Cheesesteak place, go-to cheesesteaks.
I like Steve Prince of Steaks. I really like that one.
And Reading, I know your answer.
Reading, Railroad House.
Yeah, you love the Railroad House. I love it.
I do love the Railroad House.
That's great. I know you've said like your parents want to try to make it up for a show, hopefully at maybe some point next year on Recon. So
yeah.
All right, we'll finish up with this one. What's up for the next few months? What are you going with here? I mean, it's going to be, we don't really know when things are going to be open. So, what are you up to?
Yeah, right now, I mean, just basically waiting. I'll be waiting at my parents' house. I'll still be, again, trying to stay active as I could with the workouts and the bike rides, and then the golfing out back just to get ready for the Founders Tour again. But other than that, just hanging out here. And then once all this blows over, I'll be working again in New England at the New England Sports Village. My brother works there, and they had me last summer.